Auditioning. Thug number one, thug number two.
For slaves.
Prostitute.
There's always the hustle.
Literate basketball players.
Mary had a little lamb.
The thug.
The only narrative that they understand of black life is drug addict, drug dealer, gang member.
I was the hottest black actor in the world after Poison Ivy. There were people clamoring to work with this young sensation. As long as he did the roles they wanted him to do, which were street kids.
I had been in this thing that is a masterpiece of American cinema, and nobody gave a shit. They really didn't give a fuck.
I auditioned for my first pimp part. My mother's all proud. You know, be the best pimp you can be. The whole church is praying for me.
Let's pray that Brother Robert gets the role of Silky Good Dick. The film is called Holes on the Stroll. It sounds like a musical.
And then that's when the filmmaker was born. I said, man, we can't let Hollywood tell our stories. We got to tell our own stories. They'll make us do anything and everything. And images travel around the world.
They had a perception of us that ultimately is false.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on SheepStaysLeepTV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love. Shout out to all of the visionaries. Salute to the A-Game family. Shout out to the A-Game Nation. We back with another video. And in this video, I want to speak on a black man who adopted a boy after he was abandoned at the hospital. And I just wanted to bring this story to you guys because at the end of the day, when we speak on brothers looking out for brothers, men looking out for men in general, even if it's not just us brothers looking out for brothers, at the end of the day, I am all about men's rights. I'm all about men's rights. I'm all about providing agency for other men and for men who are in need. So I wanted to bring you guys this story because it was a story that not only do I feel like brothers need to hear, but it's quite of an inspiring story. And the link to the article will be down in the description box. So if you would like to go and read the entire story, you can. So it reads, single dad adopts 13-year-old after he's abandoned at hospital. It says foster children are so vulnerable, and it's all too often that they are abandoned or lost in the system. It could take years for a foster child to find a family, and when they do, their whole lives are changed. Recently, the most heartwarming adoption happened, and it involved an unlikely parent and a child who had been abandoned in a hospital. The heartbreaking story found is happy ending and the unlikeliest hero. So the reason why they're saying that, you know, it's such a surprise and they're calling this guy a hero, but they're just trying to play to the story as if it should surprise everyone. And it doesn't surprise me, but basically what they don't want to say is that the man who adopted this 13-year-old boy was an African guy, and the boy he adopted was, you know, a little Caucasian boy. And the reason why this story is important because one of the internal 5 values in the 10 life value success system is family. That is the third most important value, or it's supposed to be the third most important value in any man's life. Any man. So when you are abandoned, that is a failure or having extremely low family value. You know, this little boy, his family failed him. He was left at the hospital. He didn't know where to go. And we do know something about the foster care system and how the foster care system treats a lot of children. I've heard a lot of horror stories about the foster care system. Some of my friends been in the foster care system. A lot of brothers here in this space have been in foster care, come from foster care. So to hear this story, it was quite interesting to me in the beginning, because I'm like, okay, what would make this dude adopt a 13-year-old? So let's continue with the story. Peter Mutabazi lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, but he hails from a completely different continent, and his childhood was rough. Peter said that he realized his calling has to be a foster father, and after he himself rescued and was taken in when he needed it the most. You see, that's important, brothers. That's important. See, this brother was abandoned as a young boy. He didn't grow up with a dad. And this brother comes from Uganda. It says here, I grew up in Uganda. I grew up in the poorest of the poorest. I didn't have a good childhood. I ran away from home and became a street kid. So what he's saying is he wanted to give back so a child didn't have to grow up like him. And when he saw this young boy, he looked at himself because he ran away from home. Because obviously his family wasn't intact, and he comes from a horrible dwelling, meaning where he lived, the living conditions was extremely, extremely bad. And we all know this because he grew up in Uganda. So him coming to the States and him becoming successful, he wanted to give back. He wanted to provide agency for other boys that grew up like him. So these boys could stop growing up in a culture where they just get lost. They get lost in a system that they don't even understand. And they become victims of this culture that doesn't produce anything. And that is what this man is trying to stop. He understands that, hey, boys need men in their life because boys need systems, order, and structure. And if we don't have that, these boys are going to grow up, they're going to run out in the streets, and they're going to destroy the environment instead of building the environment. They will become destructive instead of becoming creative. So this brother understood that that's what all boys need, all of them. And him stepping up and being a foster father, he will be able to provide that SOS for this young boy. So let's continue. In 2017, Peter made the decision to start fostering while in Oklahoma. He went to a local agency. Initially, he was afraid that being a single man would mean that he was not a good candidate. But he signed up nonetheless and took the required classes to qualify as a foster parent. Now, in the beginning, he thought, well, hey, they wouldn't accept me. You know, they might think I'm weird that I'm single and I want to adopt children instead of having my own. You know, he felt like people will look at him as being weird, or he just might not meet the requirements. But I'm glad the brother went along and he took the classes and he did what he had to do, because at the end of the day, the cause is bigger than what people think about you. This is why they say, listen to the message. Value the message more than the messenger. See, understand, brothers, that your mission is bigger than other people's opinions. Let me repeat that. Your mission is a lot bigger than other people's opinions. And this brother's mission was to save at least another young man. Or let me be able to save as many young men as possible. So they don't have to go through the school of hard knocks. They can just live a happy, productive life. See, because when you provide agency for another man, you give them a chance of becoming the best versions of themselves. Something that a lot of us brothers didn't have a chance to do. Something that a lot of us brothers, it took years for us to start doing. And this brother just want to give back in a way to where young men could have a boost. We don't have to start from the losing position. No man should have to start from a losing position. He should be passed down something. He should be passed down a value system. And that's what this guy, Peter Mutabazi, is promoting and he's representing. And I commend this brother for this. I commend him. So shout out to all the stepdads out there. Shout out to all the foster fathers. Shout out to all the mentors, the big brothers, all the men who are standing on the front line providing agency for other men. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're about. Advocating for men. So I appreciate y'all for tuning into the video. If you would like to read the rest of the article, the link to the article will be in the description box. Also, get down in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this story, man. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. This is DS1 Ross of Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to the visionaries. Much love to the A-Game family. Salute to the A-Game nation. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Peace. This show is sponsored, and this channel is sponsored by A-Game. a male herbal solution. A male herbal solution. Fellas, get down in the description box and join this A-game lifestyle. This is a lifestyle promoting optimal health for us men. It's a lifestyle that promotes optimal health for us men. It is for our energy. It is for our vitality. It is for our strength. And it is for our libido. Fellas, join this A-game lifestyle simply by clicking the link in the description box, and at your checkout, type in the promo code SHEEP and the number 10. That's SHEEP and the number 10. Get a discount off on your purchase.